The human toll of these floods has been the greatest in Lismore. Families there are mourning the loss of loved ones, and there are fears more bodies will be discovered. While the waters have receded, the next stage of this disaster is just beginning. Cayman Gock is live for us in Lismore. Cayman, people there are now having to face the clean-up. How are they coping?
Well, there's a real sense of stoicism here, Juanita, but there is no doubt that this resilient city has been rocked by this natural disaster. It has been emotionally and physically taxing, and the 2017 flood was still fresh in everybody's mind. But amidst the devastation, people have shown immense kindness and generosity, lending one another a helping hand.
The clean-up surrounds shopfronts and footpaths in the CBD. Flood damage is everywhere. But the community is rallying together. A group of Fijians who've only been in town for 2 weeks were on the front lines during the floods, and now they're at businesses' front doors during the clean-up.
In Fiji, yes, everything that we do it with a smile.
For the first time in 30 years, Indigenous newspaper Koori Mail won't be able to print a paper.
Unfortunately, the history and the legacy of the Koori Mail in paper form has all been washed away. All of our papers that we had on archive, from the very first edition to the most recent edition.
Cafes, pubs and hairdressers sweep the mud away, throwing entire inventories out the door.
My life is this property, and I have 12 staff, so, I love all my staff.
This is just one pile of waterlogged rubbish that line the streets of the CBD, and it will take months for it all to be cleared. The council is doing curbside collections, but the problem is Lismore's waste facility is closed because that too was flooded.
Homes are in ruins, lives and livelihoods have been lost. But incredible survival stories have also emerged. This small village of Mainarm was hit by massive landslides. A man and his elderly mother, trapped when their whole house was swept away, were rescued after 2 days.
The house was gone. They rushed down there. They were hours trying to, with their hands, physically try and get them out.
The clean-up has only just begun.
Lismore always bounces back. There's no question.
A community drawing on its resilience in perhaps its most challenging time. Cayman Gock, ABC News, Lismore.
Elsewhere in the state's northeast, it's also a picture of suffering and stress. 5 days into the flood emergency and dangerous rescues continue. Locals are frustrated by food and fuel running out, days without power and patchy phone communication.
With much of Ballina cut off, getting out isn't easy. While these people were winched to safety, others are relying on their cars, and that's a problem.
I'm stuck in a motor inn, can't get fuel. Even if we could get fuel, we can't get in or out.
Most of the town is without power and food is in short supply.
It's shocking. There's nothing open. We can't get north or south. There's no food. The only thing really open yesterday was bottle shop, so people are pretty much surviving off chips.
Woolworths has managed to deliver some supplies further north, but both stores in Ballina are still closed.
No sort of phone service at the moment, no internet, and no petrol, no bread and milk.
Thunderstorms brought another dump of rain this morning.
Never seen water like this before, no.
Fearing the worst, Rodney Webber decided to evacuate when his backyard disappeared in the deluge.
My boat floated away and the yard's all underwater and had about 3 feet of water in my shed.
This man waded through muddy water for 2 kilometres, but couldn't get to his home in South Ballina. That whole area is cut off.
And are you able to get to your home now?
No. Oh, well, I'll have to swim.
This petrol station is 25 kilometres north of Ballina. Yesterday it ran out of fuel, so too did ones in Byron Bay. It has just been restocked, and it's certainly welcome news for the many cars queuing up to fill up. Some waited hours. Each driver is restricted to a $50 limit.
They said this big tank was coming here, so I just rushed here.
Well, it's great. Well, considering that 3 days, Byron said no petrol whatsoever. Oh, it's such a relief. I've got to drive home to Port Macquarie tomorrow.
Some relief for now, but there's still a long road ahead. Mark Reddy, ABC News, Ballina.